All right. Well, good evening, everybody. And this is the Hudson Public Utilities meeting for Tuesday, August 10th. We are going to start with a roll call from Jace, please.
Hassan.
Here.
Corm.
Here.
Paul.
Here.
Nolan.
Here.
Kreisel. Tewinkle. Kurt did stop by during the week. He stopped by yesterday to pick up his tablet, so he may be running late.
Okay.
We'll see.
All righty. Thank you, Jace. So we got looks not to be a crazy long meeting, but we'll get through this stuff. So first one is going to be approval of the meeting minutes. So approval of the July 13th, 2021 PUC meeting minutes. Going to move for a motion to approve those minutes.
Move to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Minutes carry. Old business. Kip?
Nothing under old business tonight.
Okay. New business? Are we, as the new business, is that
Yeah.
PAP, or is a new business totally entity on its own?
Nope, new business and then down to Magny.
Okay. So what do we got for new business?
So you're in your packet, there's Magny pay app number 14 for the wastewater treatment plant project in the amount of $891,558.28, which puts us at 67% completion. And then later in the meeting, we'll get into the project update. I'll give you a quick update on that with the pictures and stuff like that. So
Okay.
unless there's any questions.
Okay. We got Joyce moved to approve. Do we have a second?
Second, Pat.
Thank you, Pat. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And then we have the Magny Pay app number 14 wastewater treatment plant project.
Nope, same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah,
And
this new agenda is kind of goofy for you. So the black on your screen is just the heading, but
Got
then
it.
the blue, the highlighted blue, that's where if you actually click that or touch that, that'll bring you right to that section. So it's kind of nice for jockeying around, if you're looking for stuff. So yeah, you just got to click or tap on that.
Awesome.
And it should bring you right to what we're doing. So
Perfect. All right, well then let's get to the replacement truck, number 55 for the water department. I know you told me that you had a truck kind of take a crap on us. So what do we got?
yeah, so we've got truck number 55 is a 2008 Ford F-350. It's got 97,500 miles on it. You can see by the issue sheet, it went to the shop. It's got a leaking transfer case. So we took it up to Allwin's. Estimate on that is $2,937.62. If I also put in just the last couple years that were easy to find for us for repair work that's been done on that truck. So you can see we've had tie rods replaced, bearing hubs replaced, a fuel sensor, a shift solenoid, transmission replaced, rear brakes, and then the 2900 for the transfer case. So, and staff is also telling me that when they're driving it, there's some steering issues. So I don't know if some tie rods are going or something else up front, or not tie rods. It could be from 2017 again. So I guess what I'm looking for tonight is I have priced out vehicles. I've only gotten one, and I did not include it in anything because I just received it today, as a matter of fact. But through the state pricing that we can get through Ewald Automotive Group down in, I don't even know where they are. We're way down by Milwaukee somewhere or something like that. But they're the state pricing, the state group that does the state bids and contracts. So total sale for an F-150, we actually are going to use, this 350 is used to, it's daily use, obviously. But it's one of the bigger trucks that we do use to pull generators around and things like that. So The plan is, we do have a couple F-250s, which we've looked at the ratings on them and things like that, and we can actually pull those generators legally with an F-250. So instead of buying a 350, what I'm looking at is buying another F-150 and then using the 250 to pull the generators instead of the new ones. So right now, our price on a new Ford F-150, it's a 2022, because those should be hitting maybe we'll see what happens, but 2021, 2022 XL 4-wheel drive super cab 6.5 foot box is $29,853. Now that does not include any lights that we put on it, safety lights, things of that nature. It does not include boxes, toolboxes and stuff like that. So what I'm looking for tonight, I guess, is from you guys. I put in my issue sheet using $45,000 in capital funds to purchase a new truck to replace number 55. Now, there's a couple things that we can do. We can either, we can take it out of capital. We have money. We could take it out of capital, replace this truck. Or what we could do is, and it's up to you guys, if we want, we can fix the truck and then possibly budget in our 2022 for a new one. I guess it's completely up to you guys what you want to do.
So this is actually kind of my wheelhouse because I work in this industry as a career in the automotive.
Well, then I should get even a bigger discount.
Well, it doesn't, capital one doesn't exactly work that way, but I do have a couple of questions. So, first of all, did you happen to ask them if we did decide to do a repair? Did you happen to ask them on how long that would take and if those parts are available? Because right now, I know like catalytic converters.
Yeah.
Those are being stolen left and right because they're made with platinum and people are stealing them left and right and they are like back ordered like 6 months.
Yeah. We did not ask that. I'm just assuming that, if they gave us the quote, on that parts are available for it. I wouldn't anticipate, it being out very long, a week or two at the most. We're currently not driving it today.
Okay.
So just because it is leaking. So
my other question is, you can't ignore the fact that by 2030, Ford's not making combustion engines anymore. By 2030, they're done manufacturing combustion engines. They're going to straight EV. So we invest, $45,000 to purchase a new truck. In the next, 8 years, less than 8 years, 8 years basically. That truck is now, they're not making them. Combustion engines are going to be around for a long time, but I know City Council has talked about switching to EV, with police cruisers and stuff like that as well. So my only question is that, you're averaging since 2008, this vehicle has averaged about 7,500 miles a year. So have we looked, has the city ever leased a vehicle? Because a lot of these repairs that are on here, as long as it's not a wearable, they would be covered under a lease. And then you're not married to a F-350, for however many years it ends up lasting and then cutting out another big chunk. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm curious, have we looked at that option? Is that an option?
I have not even, do they even make pickups in electric right now?
Yeah.
I don't even know, to be honest. I haven't done any research on any of that.
Yeah, they do. And
sorry, Andy, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, as far as what's available, I'm not sure. And then here's the other follow-up question. Here's the obvious thing. Okay, so let's say we did go electric. Where are we going to charge it? That means that we'd have to look at having a charging station too. I know that they have some, locally that you could go to potentially, but that's just a whole nother box of worms. I just kind of wanted to bring this up. More or less, the leasing option is kind of where I was leaning on this. Just thinking future-wise, I'd like to see what that would look like. Because even if you buy out a lease, like a 3-year lease, it's still going to be less than $45,000. And then all the maintenance on the vehicle is covered. And if we're going off of the mileage that has been used since 2008, like I said, we're only averaging 7,500 miles. So realistically, you could do a 10,000 mile lease, and you might be able to buy that out over 3 years for, I don't know, 20 grand maybe. Just buy it out. So I'm not sure, but especially if they give state pricing on that. So I guess that would be something I might be curious in. I don't know if anyone else has any thoughts on that.
Is this gas or diesel?
Oh, I want to say this is probably a 350. It's probably a diesel.
350s.
Okay.
Well, it could be gas.
It could be gas.
It could be,
if it's
but
an eco boost. Yeah.
So speaking from a family full of, I've got 3 boys and a husband with diesel trucks, and Dan's last one went to 350,000 miles. So, I don't know. I look at the costs that you've spent so far. I don't think it's outrageous at all for maintenance on a vehicle. And the things that you did look like things that would really keep that thing running for a long time. I don't think $2,900 is, I look at what I've put into my car with 150,000 miles in the last few years, and it's probably very similar to this. And I don't know. I think that you could probably get more time out of it by just making the repair.
Yeah.
the truck is body wise good shape.
Yeah.
So, it's not like some of them that we've gotten rid of over the years. They're just all rusted out, and, you're losing rust in parts as you're going down the road and things like that. So, that's why I said, we have a couple options. We can fix it. I just didn't want to spend another $3,000 on this without having the discussion. So, we definitely can get it fixed, and, we'll have the steering looked at, see what's going on with that. But we definitely can repair this. And the thing is if Mary had emailed me earlier in the week and asked kind of what, she had a great question. What are we going to do with it? And, I don't really know, because I would feel really bad sending it to auction knowing it has issues.
Oh, don't feel bad about that. They're taking people to the absolute house at auction. I've seen cars that are 8 years old with 120,000 miles selling for MSRP at auction. I watch the auction. I watch the auction 3 times a week. I'm telling you, don't feel bad.
I guess it's just me, pawning something off that I know has an issue to somebody that won't be aware of that.
If it's a shop that can get their hands on it, and these trucks are really sought after, if a shop picks it up, they can get those parts wholesale and fix them in-house. They'll make a pretty penny off that. Inventory is so low right now. These dealers that have 500-600 cars, they're lucky if they have 50 on their lot. Lucky.
Yeah.
I also think, sorry, Kip.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Mary.
I also think even if it went to auction, as long as you disclose any known defects in it, I don't think it's a big deal. My other question was, I thought you were doing a like for like, a 350 to a 350, F350 to F350. So my next question is, 2 questions. One, do the boxes fit in the 150?
No, the truck, this 350 has got the utility box on it. The big, where you buy it with just the chassis, and then you put I can't remember the name brand of it, but you put a big utility box on the back. So no, it will not fit.
So it's kind of like a ambulance remount kind of thing where they place the box in the ambulance.
Yeah, where it's the whole box just bolts right on, the whole box, bed frame.
Okay.
The
other one with a lease, I'm wondering if you're using it for work, how does that ding against a lease if there's things in it when you turn it over? You weren't planning on turning it over after the end of the lease.
So there's lease protection you can get with them. So if it does take any kind of damage or anything like that, obviously there's certain things that aren't going to be covered. So like if you crash into something like a fire hydrant or a pole falls on it or whatever, you'd be responsible for that. But typically with all leases, is as long as it's not a wearable item. So A couple things on here aren't wearable. Your fuel sensor, that would have been covered. Shift solenoid, that would have been covered. Even transmissions are covered, but like brakes, that's never covered. The bearings, that's not going to be covered. So I mean, there's.
At what cost are those things covered?
Oh, you don't pay anything out of pocket on those.
No, okay, but they're rolled into the lease price, correct?
Correct. But they don't just take all of those items and add them in there and say, you're paying for this because you don't know if it's going to go wrong. That's just standard what leases go with. Leases will all the time because technically it's the bank's asset still. So it stays protected that way.
I know the fire department has leased a vehicle, and I know police department have leased a vehicle. So, I mean, I can always talk to them guys if it is something that we want to look into in the future.
I don't think it'd be bad to
definitely.
look at it, but I do agree with Susie. I mean, this thing doesn't even have 100K on it. And for $2,900 to go and, repair it and get another, who knows, maybe we'll get another 120,000 out of it,
Correct.
I mean, that would be great. If we can run it all the way up as far as we can go, I agree. $2,900 for a 350, that's not a pricey repair bill. So right. I think
Okay.
I'd probably lean towards that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that either way. That's why I threw both options out there. So
I think the bigger concern is that will there even be another truck available to purchase? Because trucks are in really short supply these days.
yeah, that might be an issue too.
You have to order them. And Ford just announced that Ford and Cox Automotive just announced on Friday that they are considering not even doing mass shipments any longer. They're going to do ship to order. So everything is switching to digital right now anyways. So if you start paying attention to dealerships' website, you'll see, Capital One has a button on there and all sorts of other lenders are starting to do this because everything's turning digital. So the way that the car buying experience is changing, and Ford and Cox Automotive are both saying instead of, mass manufacturing hundreds of thousands of cars, we're going to do it to order. And we'll ship out, 20 at a time or whatever and just move them around. So who knows?
Well, I'll just have it repaired. And then, we can talk about other things at budget time. I can get some more information on leasing and different things like that. I don't even know if we're even going to be looking for a vehicle this year. So I'm just starting to get into budget now.
I'm not big on the Ford trucks or, what they are, but so is the F-250 the 3/4 ton?
That is the 250 would be the 3/4 ton. Yes.
So the 150 is regular.
Is a half ton.
Yeah, half
Right.
ton. Okay.
Yeah. So I think the 250s go up to the 3/4 and then a 350 is a 1.
Okay. Thank
I
you.
believe. Don't quote me on that.
250.
No, I won't because I don't know either.
Would the 250 take your 350 box?
I'm sorry, Andy, what?
Would the 250 take the 350 box?
No, the box we don't need. I mean,
Okay.
the box has, no, I wouldn't even go through that.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Number 5, project updates, project status report, wastewater treatment plant project update. Kip.
First,
So in your,
Kip, do you need a motion on the truck to review?
I mean, I suppose, I don't
No.
think so. I mean, if we just want to replace it, I don't need a motion to do a repair.
Okay.
So, yeah, as long as we're not going to replace it or do anything else, all we're going to do is repair it. It'll be just like every other repair that we do.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
yeah, we'll be fine. Status report on wastewater treatment plant. The new pre-treatment building, the electrical conduit, lights and switches were installed. Concrete stoops were poured. After electrical conduit is complete, the walls will be coated. The activated sludge tanks, the north section of tanks had the air piping and water level concrete walls coated. Diffuser equipment was installed. Tank startup will be the beginning of August. Final clarifier 3 and 4 exterior walls were clean and coated. West walls remain to be coated. The UV disinfection exterior walls were coated. Sludge conditioning building. The diffused air flotation, the DAF tank was taken offline and demolished. Prep began for pouring new concrete DAF tank wells. And then you can see in the pictures, you've got some of the pretreatment, the electrical conduits in there. You can see the diffusers in the bottom of the activated sludge tanks. Those are the new ones that are installed. Photograph 4, you can actually start to see what it's going to look like color wise now, after they were washed and painted the outside. Photograph 5 is the new UV shed channel, and the exterior walls were coated. And then the DAF tank, there's some pictures in there. Kind of hard to see it because it's brown and it's dark and hidden. But that big round cylinder is what had to come out of there. So they tore that out, and then they're preparing to pour new tanks on that. So that's pretty much it for down there. I did have a meeting today, just talking about change orders and different things. Probably next month, you guys will be seeing some change orders come through. Not all of them were bad. Some of them were change orders in the positive side for us, things that didn't need to be done and stuff like that. But we'll deal with that when it comes next month. So
Sounds good. All right, project status report.
the same thing. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's not. Project status report. Even I'm goofing up on this new agenda thing here. So the State Highway 35 project, in our packet, we've got about 75% complete. I really think we're probably even further along than that. Water and sewer is done, with the exception of the north end by Lake Malibu, and that they're waiting for when they shut down the bridge and when all that kind of stuff happens up there. So, because they actually have to cross the intersection that's right by that boat launch on Lake Malibu. So they have to come all the way across the road and things like that. So I'm guessing, boy, I can't remember when they're shut. Was it the 16th, Mary? Do you maybe remember through meetings when that, I want to say it's maybe the 16th or 18th or something when they're shutting that stuff down.
I think it's right after that.
Right after that?
23rd, right after,
There's right after the third
Pepperfest.
weekend.
Okay. So in the next couple weeks, we'll be getting that done. They anticipate, I'm guessing maybe 3-4 days, we should be done. And then that should pretty much button us up with that project, with the exception of inspection services, checking curb boxes to make sure that when they're doing landscaping, things like that they're not hit, and making sure that when the concrete and pavers come through, that they're not bumping manhole covers and moving them around. So within the next couple of weeks, we should be pretty wrapped up on my section, or the utility section of that project. So, and then we did discuss the wastewater treatment plant project. So that's pretty much it for status reports. Unless anybody had questions on Highway 35 or. Good.
We're good. Thank you.
Stay out of there. That's my suggestion.
Yeah. 6, other business for informational purposes only or for an upcoming agenda. I do have, for our upcoming agenda, we are going to be going into a closed session at our next meeting just to discuss updates between the Hudson and North Hudson agreement. Did anybody else have anything else?
I had, the only thing, I got that noted. We'll have that on the next agenda. The only other thing I had was I did send out an email, and I just want to remind everybody that on September 18th, the West Central Wisconsin Biosolids Facility, which we are part owner of and a member of, are having a meeting at Phoenix Grill on September 18th at 6 p.m. They're going to be discussing, right now they're discussing upgrades at the West Central Biosolids Facility. The plant it's kind of like our wastewater treatment plant. It's getting old. Things need to be upgraded, things like that. So they're actually having a informational dinner to sit down and kind of go through what needs to be done, what, the price tag that's associated with it, how they are hoping to pay for it, just the entire project. So it should be a pretty good presentation. I did send out that email. Pat did respond back that he's volunteering to step in front of the bullet for that one and go. And thank you, Pat,
Thanks, Pat.
for doing that. But I did want to just put it out there. If anybody else is interested in going, September 18th, 6 p.m., Phoenix Grill is that Baldwin? I think it's Baldwin. Okay, so the Phoenix Grill in Baldwin. But if any of you want to go, just shoot me an email and just say, hey, I'm going to go, because they are trying to get a count for dinner. So then I can let them know. But I already did let them. I'll be there. Pat will be there, and Joe Intihar, our wastewater operator, will be there too. So we will be represented. But if anybody's looking for a meal, let me know.
Hey, Kip, will you also be able to, for our upcoming agenda, can we also get an update, if you have one, on the PFAS testing that you were telling me about?
Yep, I can get that on there.
Perfect. Anybody else have anything for upcoming agenda? All right. Number 7, sewer utility and water utility cash report.
Those, we did not get them, so they did not get added to the packet from finance.
All right. Number 8, discussion and possible action on claims. Everybody have an opportunity to look through these a little bit.
Yeah, but my question is, all right, I noticed that, what was it? 9,800 to Boardman and Clark for the negotiations.
How much longer do you think that those are gonna last?
That's really added up.
We actually, I just received about, I don't know, 4:30, 5 o'clock, somewhere around here. The latest red line, and there's not many red lines in it, from the village attorney. So we are having a meeting tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. We're just going to kind of walk through them real quick with our attorney. I can't see this going on much longer, Joyce, but I don't know.
Okay. Any other questions on the payables?
Move to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. And adjournment. We have a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody. Have a great
Thanks,
night.
everybody.
Good night.